in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same 1%? Trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the fuck are you doing on this beautiful Friday, April 2nd of the horrible year that has been 2021? What a week it has been. I've had a lot of fun this week. Man, we've had everybody from, advocates for the LGBTQ. And then yesterday I had one of my favorite bands of all time, Authority Zero, on. So that was fucking fun. Man, we've had just a great fucking time this week. So we're going to close it out the same way we do every week, with a little bit of music, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of chaos. Just like we always fucking do. So let's get right fucking to it. Tonight I have with me a band that is relatively new, but with only 2 singles has amassed a gigantic following on social media and YouTube, and almost 15 million downloads on Spotify. Absolutely insane. So let's just jump right into it and talk to the insanity of the band, Dylan and Alice. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm really fucking glad to hear that, because, we're going to have some fucking fun tonight, because, I've had a great week and a shitty week all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory.
On the great end.
Huh?
Let's keep it going great.
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of story real quick here, because to kind of give you the idea of what I'm feeling right now, and to let you know that I need some insanity and funniness in my life because of the story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
So Monday, I recorded an episode with the communications director for the LGBTQ task force. We talked about all the trans bullshit that's been going on in the country and stuff like that. But I fucked up their name at the beginning of the episode, so I had to go back, and I didn't want to air it until Wednesday, which was the Trans Visibility Day. So I went and I wanted to re-record the intro. However, I woke up Wednesday morning, laid in bed, just kind of chilling, was really fucking lazy, and about 1 o'clock, noon 30, whatever it was, I got out of bed, and then I saw my cat laying in my daughter's bathroom, sick as shit. Like, something was seriously wrong with him. And I scooped him up, and I ran downstairs to go take him to the vet. And as I'm running downstairs, this poor little guy dies in my arms. So I didn't know what to do. I called my ex-wife, told her what was going on. She freaked out, and I ended up taking him to the vet to get cremated. So that whole ordeal just sucked. So, like, I still knew in my head I still have a job to do. So it took me to like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock that night to finally get my ass out of bed, because I'm just laying in bed fucking bawling my eyes out because my cat was my cat, man. And finally got up the nerve to fucking, re-record the intro and stuff like that, crying my eyes out telling the story as well. And then yesterday I had already pre-recorded the episode with Authority Zero on Monday as well, and so I didn't get a chance to really do this. And now, so I really need this in my life, because the last 2 days have just been absolute fucking horror for me. So I'm glad I had to have on the pranksters and the metalheads that you guys are, because I need some fucking fun in my life.
Yeah, man, dude, I feel you on that. I've had, a couple of dogs, obviously died in my family as well. And you heard my dog earlier who was barking at some neighbors passing by. She's actually older. she's like probably 12 now or so. So it sucks, that it really does suck. And I feel you on that. But you know what? They're in a better place now, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was only a little over a year old. I don't know what happened.
Mm.
I'd gotten him last year for my birthday, so I'm a week away from my birthday now, and I'm getting ready to turn 40, and to lose that guy it just sucked, man. Especially over the last year, he's been like my rock because like I'm going through a divorce and all this other shit, and it's like I got my cat. Well, now I don't have my cat, and now I'm pissed.
Hey man, your cat's always gonna be with you though.
It is. I'm getting a fucking big ass tattoo of him on the 26th.
Oh, that's dope. That's pretty dope.
I found a really fucking cool picture of him as a kitten. And I went to my tattoo guy yesterday and I said, "We're doing this," and he goes, "Abso-fucking-lutely."
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
All right, so enough with the somber bullshit. How the fuck are you guys doing, man? How's life over there in where you guys, California, right?
Yeah. Right now we're in Los Angeles, kind of close to Universal Studios, up on the hillside. We got a cactus outside. It's pretty nice. It's a nice day outside too. It's kind of hot. It was hot today.
It is.
Yeah, I messed up. I had a flannel on, and I had all this stuff on. So I like to wear a lot of
AC on in the car.
See, you got all this on, bro. Like, you got 2 layers. You got a hoodie on and a hat. It's hot as hell outside. It's like 80 degrees.
I don't know. Cool,
yeah. You want to be cool. Like you want to put on the extra stuff.
I'm wearing a hoodie
and I got
because
a beanie on too. Right?
I'm wearing a fucking hoodie because it's literally fucking 40 degrees outside right now.
Oh, okay. Well, so you have a good excuse.
Well, here's the bullshit. Here's some bullshit. So this past weekend up here in beautiful Northern Virginia, we were in the 80s, 85. It was beautiful. But then we had a really nasty rainstorm come through on Tuesday. And then yesterday on April fucking Fool's Day, it's in the 30s all day and it fucking snows.
Dang, you got pranked.
Mother Nature pranked us on fucking April Fool's Day. And today wasn't any better. Now it's windy as shit. It's in the 40s.
Yeah.
Man, it was fucking. I thought it was done. I love the cold and I love the fucking snow. But there's a limit. There's a line. April 1st is the line, and we didn't get that this year.
Because snow is beautiful. I love the snow myself. I love going snowboarding, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But like when you gotta shove it out your driveway and it gets on your car and all that I'm sure that's kind of annoying. I'm sure
that's
you
why I have
know
kids.
more of that than I do.
Well, that's why I have kids. I have them shovel for me. Here's $5.
Oh, okay, smart.
Go
man.
shovel. Go brush off my car. Here's another $5.
Right, there you go.
I mean, I ain't doing that shit.
Right.
I got more important things to do, like play Call of Duty.
Facts, there you go. Wait. Yo, this guy as my witness every day. Every night at like 3 a.m. What am I doing, bro? Fire! I love playing Call of Duty, bro. At like late at night, my neighbors probably hate me. I'm screaming, "Reloading, cover me!" And the thing I do is I like to troll people, so I have a SpongeBob voice. I do. I go, yeah, but I do it loud as hell, so people get it. It's funny. He's like, "Wait, what is going on?" He's like playing guitar, Yeah.
I have my Xbox down here in my studio in my basement, because I stream as well. So, but when I go to bed at night, I'm still playing fucking a Call of Duty, but the mobile version on my phone. So I'll be playing the mobile version all throughout the night. The mobile version is just as fucking good as the goddamn,
I heard.
As Warzone.
I haven't played that before, but I know people that do.
We should play together.
Yeah, I mean, the Call of Duty fucking mobile app is really fucking cool because, it's so easy to earn things. It's like not hard at all, so you don't have to pay for shit. It's just fucking really, as long as you're a decent player, you can level up really fucking fast. I mean, and it plays the same. As long as you're good on your phone, it's fine, but I fucking love it. So I'm constantly playing Call of Duty all the goddamn time.
That's me, man. That's me. Actually, a lot of people don't know this, but I have like an esports team that I basically manage, and we're called Raw Creations. And so I have a bunch of guys that are trying to go pro, and they play with some pro players. So I'm always kind of like in that mix too, and like it's just fun. I love playing. I love playing since like 8 years ago. Black Ops 1. That's my game. Black Ops 1. That's old school.
Black Ops 1 was fantastic. Black Ops 2 was good. Black Ops 3 was decent.
I agree.
The only thing I liked about Black Ops 3 was that Avenged Sevenfold was on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And you could fucking get a bonus fucking character. You could play as Matt. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that song. Actually, I had that song downloaded. And a lot of people don't know this. They actually first appeared on Black Ops 1 on a zombie map called Call of the Dead. This song called I forget. I won't die or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it's a really good song.
But Carry On was the one that was on Black Ops 3, and that was a great fucking song too.
Yeah, Carry On was dope.
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold, as much as they pissed me off this past year, is still my favorite band of all time.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they pissed me and a bunch of fucking people off because back in like October, they sent out a mass email to the fan club saying, "Hey, we know you guys are looking for new music, and we know, thus, rest assured we're making a new album, but we're not going to put it out for maybe 2 or 3 years until we can tour again." That's basically what he gave a whole long explanation, which I understand. He's like, our music needs to be paid live and blah, 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 blah. But like, we're sitting at home doing fucking nothing. Can you at least give us a fucking single? Hell, go back to 2015 and show me a fucking concert. Put a concert out, a live concert album out, something. Do fucking something. But no, they're like, whatever, we'll do whatever.
Man.
But
that does suck. But this pandemic has stopped everyone from touring and everyone from doing stuff,
Correct, but the difference is, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, that it's opened a door for the indie scene. Because now the indie scene is on a level playing field. Because unless you're like Taylor Swift and fucking Miley Cyrus are like the only people that put out albums last year. I mean, there's a couple other ones, a handful of them, but those are like the biggest ones that put out albums last year. So that's it. So you're not having to compete on a Tuesday or a Friday with Avenged Sevenfold, or you're not having to compete on a Tuesday or Friday with Volbeat or anybody else. No, you're just competing against the other indie guys, and the other indie guys support you. So you're doing all this great fucking shit, and it's fucking fantastic. I fucking love the indie scene. If it wasn't for the indie scene, I probably would have died because of how fucking bored I was, man. But all the new indie music that I've been seeing and hearing has been fantastic, which brings me to my next point. So we're gonna slide right into this.
Okay.
You guys were hot right out of the fucking gate. And if you guys look at your Instagram page, from April to January, it's nothing. What the fuck? So hit me, come on. Let's get some explaining going.
Yeah, that was just COVID. Also, I manage a lot of other pages, and I'm working on TikTok a lot too. TikTok kind of came along, and we were just on that. Another big factor was so for the past 4 years we've been signed to Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles.
Correct.
And his label Music World Entertainment. And basically about 4.5 months ago is when I finally decided to leave that label, because they basically promised us a whole lot of things, like tour, all this stuff, and basically none of it happened, and we kind of had to do all the work ourselves. Like I was kind of like our own manager, me and my mom, and we had to figure out everything on Spotify, playlisting. Like we didn't even know about the editorial playlist, the official Spotify playlist, all this stuff. They're supposed to know, this knowledge and give it to us so we could succeed. But I'm out here being a label myself, at the age of, 20 years old, I was doing this. And, it's been really crazy. As for the April to not posting, again, that's just kind of like the result of us not doing anything just at all. Like right now, we're in a good spot because we recorded 2 new songs. And we're about to get re-signed to a new label. We have a whole list of labels that we're looking at, and we're probably going to set up some meetings in a couple weeks, actually. But because of that whole, I won't say a bad deal, but it was just like, wasn't the greatest experience with that label because things didn't happen. It kind of set us back, and with the pandemic as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand though. I mean, you guys being young at the time, so 4 years ago you were 16, you know, and getting an offer from Beyonce's dad. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, anyone would have jumped at that, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
especially with the experience that they bring, you know, you would think that they would be there for you. But
Yeah,
you know,
and
but
what it really was, it was, he has a bunch of artists that are gospel, R&B, pop.
I
that
was
type of
just getting
stuff.
ready to say that.
Yeah, and we were the first and only band that he's ever signed in the rock genre. More, I mean, our actual genre is alternative metal, but we're his first rock band, and so even though it was pretty cool, like, oh wow, like, we're in our own lane, like in his label, that means he would probably like do a lot with us. He was trying to, but he just didn't know what to do, or they didn't know what to do because they never dealt with a rock band before. They deal with R&B artists, so different strategies, different people and contacts you gotta know, which they didn't have.
Yeah, and I was just getting ready to say that was definitely, just without even you saying that, I had a feeling that exactly was the problem. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, and that'd be like Jay-Z managing a metal band. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Right.
I mean, I wouldn't even, if I was a rapper, I wouldn't want to be signed by Jay-Z either, but that's not this point. The point is, you've got to stick with what you know. I mean, the good labels out there for metal are few and far between. Whether it's Roadrunner, whether it's Ferret, but then other than that, that's pretty much it unless you're going indie. So I mean, yeah, I mean, but so all I gotta say is from somebody that deals with the music industry from a different point of view, because I deal with the music industry obviously as a consultant and a interviewer and stuff like that. Just be extra careful this time.
Yeah, for sure. And that was actually what the band Nonpoint, they had that song "Bullet with a Name." They were pretty big.
Yep.
I think them and
They're
Seven
from
Dust.
Florida. I'm from Florida, so yeah, I'm very I actually used to hang out with them a bunch of times. I've been to many of their shows.
Oh yeah,
they're great
Oh,
guys.
that's awesome. Yeah. So I have the lead singer's contact, and we talk sometimes. And anyways, I was on the phone with them. I just wanted some advice, from because I had told him about the whole situation, like right before I was about to finally leave that label, and to see what his thoughts were on what I should do. And he had some regrets of his past, and he was just saying like, yo, maybe you should just go independent. Maybe you should do this and that, or if you're going to do that, at least take these extra steps and do this to protect yourself, because things happen.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, it's better to be independent with a distribution deal, in my opinion. Because therefore you kind of control what's going to happen, and you don't have a fucking producer over your back sitting there saying, "Nope, that's not going to make us money. Let's change that." You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're a big band, that's and have money behind you, that's a little bit different. Especially if you're an Avenged Sevenfold or something like that, where you can turn to the label and say, "Fuck you," and I'm not doing that. That's when you have that power, that's okay. But when you're first starting out, being independent with a distribution deal from a record label, that's the best route, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I mean, we will see. We will definitely see soon. Right now, we're working on. Actually, we haven't told many people this yet. We just had a bunch of billboards in Los Angeles and New York, and I'm about to post some of the footage online one of these days. But anyways, we had like 12 billboards, and it's basically talking about we're promoting a new reality show that we're going to be hosting soon. It's basically called Battle of the Bands, and the idea is like American Idol but for metal bands. And we're working on that, and also in probably late April to the beginning of May, which is my birthday month, by the way, we are going to be taking on some of these meetings with like probably Hopeless Records, Sumerian, all those type of
the good ones.
our niche. So
Yeah,
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and he's excited.
You should
and,
be.
and coming down from Japan, he just moved down here a couple years ago, and unfortunately the pandemic hit. His plan was to come down here and start playing shows, because that's why he's here, on his visa. Is he wants to be a rock star and fucking jam out and play shows, but it's been kind of tough because right when he got here, pandemic. So.
Yeah, but you know, he moved here from Japan a couple years ago, and you know, you guys get together, and then you put a fucking rabbit hat on him and said, "Fuck the Asian guy." See, you started the Asian hate before it even started as a, you know, because of the pandemic. See, that's
Dang.
Oh my god.
look at that shit.
Oh my
I'm
God.
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. I thought it was funny. So see, and that was going back to what we were talking about. That is what you just said was exactly has been my sentiment all year long as far as like indie music. Because you know, you had a label that wouldn't do anything with you during the pandemic. But yet all these other indie bands, especially all the bands out of California that I've talked to, like Counterpunch and all these other fucking great fucking bands that are just out there saying, fuck it, we're doing it ourselves and we'll just, you know, have some fun in the process, you know?
We weren't able to, but we would get, you know, obviously you got to go through this whole process before we're able to do this and that. Like we had some freedom, but at the same time, not as much as we would like. Like I know there was like this one problem that we had with people using our songs for in their YouTube videos, because I have like a lot of social media contacts. So I was like, all right, so throw up our songs on this video and add, you know, our link and all this stuff, and probably people will click on the link and check out our songs that way. So we would have, you know, my friends post their YouTube stuff and have us and end their video somewhere. But every time that would happen is like
DMCA.
What?
DMCA. Fucking copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, I was like, yo, can we take that off? Because they're trying to get paid, you know, not that we're just on their channel, and that's helping us in that way. We're not trying to steal their money and, you know, and get them copyrighted too. And label, they were like, okay, cool. They were actually willing to do that.
Wow.
But they didn't know how. They actually didn't know how. And so every time that happened, we did it 2 times. And after that, I was like, just no more. It's not worth it. It took them like a month each time just to figure out how to. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friends, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, whatever money we take from you, we'll pay it back, you know?
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've had too. You know, because I'm just an independent show, but you know, bringing on at this point now probably over 100 bands on my show. You know, occasionally I'll do a live stream with them and they'll play live music, or our new albums get ready to come out. Let's go ahead and, you know, demo it, you know, for your fans, for our fans or whatever. And boom, 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 copyright strike every time.
Yeah.
But then I'll fight it and they'll fight it for me and then it'll get erased. But still, it's like, so like I had a band out of Indiana on a week or 2 ago.
That's scary for you too, because you're the channel owner, so that could fuck up your channel.
Correct. Yeah. So like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I had a band out of Indiana called Karma Kids on, and their album doesn't even release until June. Their album's not even out until June, so it's nowhere uploaded. But I played 4 of their songs at their request. It's even in the fucking video. And I got dinged for every single song. And I'm like, these aren't even public knowledge yet, and I'm already getting dinged.
Dang.
So luckily, you know, the guys went to bat for me, obviously, and they were like, look, we told them to play these songs, and they took all the DMCAs away. But yeah, that's a huge fucking problem. I mean, that's why my intro music is done by a local band up in Maryland that doesn't have a publishing rights at all. So they said, just go ahead and fucking take it. So that's what I did. And unfortunately, that's what we have to do in some cases, or we have to pay money or find somebody that's willing to just give us a license for free or whatever the case might be, or we just have to go to some random fucking copyright free music website and try to find something that we like.
That's so hard, man. Like, because you want to find the right song too, you know, for your intro or for like whatever segment. You know, you want to find the right thing. Sometimes those free copyright songs are not it.
No, they're not. I mean, I got very, very lucky with the band that I chose. They were all about it. They were like, hell yeah. So, I mean, for the last year, I've been playing their fucking song every day. So it's on, and they're, you know, I even put snippets of the music video in my intro for the YouTube content. So people get to see who they are every week. So that works out for them. But at the same time, it's like, the first time I went to go play that intro, I was like, am I going to fucking get copyrighted? And luckily I didn't. And So it's all good, but that is one of the biggest problems out there right now. Like, for Twitch streamers right now, that's one of the biggest fucking problems right now. People are just getting content like taken off at randomly, then fined or kicked off platforms and shit. Like, it's this whole copyright, music fucking thing is out of control right now. Now, with good reason, I completely understand it, but at the same time, the way they're going about it is wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's actually really interesting. I'm actually happy that you told me that, because I was thinking about doing more Twitch. I just got affiliated not too long ago, but I'm still very, very like kind of new to it. So I don't have like any real knowledge like when it comes to Twitch streaming. So that I didn't know that I could get copyrighted and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing was just playing with their their Amazon Echo in the background, just randomly playing songs. But then they would get striked right away.
Whew.
But there's a new there's one of the biggest streamers out there. His name is Harris Heller. He created a 1,000-song playlist of nothing but stuff that he wrote himself, that's completely copyright free for streamers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people that are jumping in on that to help out with that, but at the same time, it's a pain in the ass. It really is.
Yeah.
It especially sucks for, again, people like me or you guys who are coming on a show to promote your stuff, and I can't play what you and I already knew that I couldn't play your stuff because you guys were assigned to a label, so I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But the next song that you guys release, if it's done just on a distribution deal, I can play it all day long and be able to fight it because it's you guys own it. They just distribute it for you. So that's an easy way to do it, and that's how I've really been careful about that kind of stuff. Because it's crazy. This shit is just absolutely insane.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Those damn record companies are all about the fucking money.
Yeah. So definitely not play it safe for this time around. We've been signed. I've been signed a couple different times with different people, and it just seems like basically every time it's just not what we want. But the thing is, I was younger, obviously each time. So first time didn't have my parents were helping me out, and there's my parents. They're trying to help me, but they don't really know too much as well. Then me trying to figure some things out, get signed again, not what I'm looking for again. And this time with Matthew Knowles, that was probably the best one so far, but we can still do better. Yeah. You
can always do better. I mean, like I said, I mean, whether it's even Capital too. So I mean, you got Capital, you got Sumerian, you've got Ferret, you've got Roadrunner. You've got a bunch of good ones out there. You just need to make sure you make that right choice. Yeah. Make sure you have some type of creative control. That word right there, creative control, is your gold mine.
That's huge.
It is. It's very huge, especially in this day and age, because there's so much fucking other bands out there doing what you guys do. And if you have a money label behind you, they're gonna try to mimic what they want to hear. Because they're look at fucking Bring Me the Horizon. Look what they're doing. They're making good fucking money. Let's try to be like them. Or let's go over here and let's try to be like them. We want to be ourselves. So that creative control thing is huge, and you guys have seen that. I mean, it's big. I feel
like every band. Well, not every band. I'm sorry, I did not mean to say that. But like all the memes on Instagram is like when Bring Me the Horizon or Architects release a song, every band's like, oh, let's copy that. Obviously not every band is copying that, but they are kind of like the ones that a lot of people kind of get their inspiration from nowadays.
Well, that's just the thing. Because when you look, we were talking about this before we went on the air. Look at all the bands outside of the States. Whether it's Australian bands, whether it's fucking English or European bands, or now even fucking bands out of the old former Soviet Republic and stuff like that. They're the ones leading the charge in the music industry. Yeah,
I would say like a bunch of those Australian bands, like they're pretty creative too. Like I think Thornhill is over there. I forget, but yeah, they're for sure doing their thing over there. It's a bigger scene over there too.
Yeah, I mean the biggest ones in Australia, I think. I mean, in my opinion, would probably be Parkway Drive would probably be the biggest, and then Periphery, and then 12-Foot Ninja are probably the biggest three, in my opinion. But then like going outside the states, you've also got bands like Ginger, which is like the biggest fucking Russian metal band in ever existence, just because fucking Tatiana is a gorgeous woman that has the voice of a. I can't even. Her voice is just out fucking standing. You know what I'm talking about, right, Ginger?
You know Ginger?
You've
Really?
never heard Ginger?
I think I might have, but I'm not sure.
If you hear them, you'll know them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but then at the same time, look at like Volbeat. Volbeat's out there fucking kicking ass, and you've got so much other stuff outside the U.S. that's just doing great things. And it's interesting because the thing about it is, according to everyday people, not people like you or me, and not your average metalhead, but according to the average everyday Joe in America, rock is dead.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And that's a huge problem, and that's a huge hurdle to overcome. I mean, unless you've already established yourself these days, it's hard to make waves in the rock industry in America. If you jump the pond, you're instantly fucking famous. I mean, like, oh, metal, let's do it. But here it's like, they all sound the same. All they do is scream. Can't understand what the fuck they're saying. But yet they're off there listening to their...
I've had someone tell me, I put on this, Animals as Leaders. They're super technical, amazing band. You know what I mean? Like every member is fucking phenomenal. You got Tosin Abasi up in there. And you know the story I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to say who, but anyways, I was playing this band. I was playing their one of their biggest songs, K-Pro. So, the intro, some crazy ass sweeping. And this person's like, it sounds like a lot of noise to me. I was like, what do you mean a lot of noise? This is like, listen to this, man. Like, do you not hear all this? Like, it's so technical. Like, maybe to their ears, just noise to them. But you don't hear like what's happening. Like, maybe in my head, because I could imagine like what they were playing. I'm like, wow, that's really impressive. But to the normal, like average person, they're like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It's just a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like,
and the same people that are saying that are the ones listening to mumble rap.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the skill level of metal musicians over the last 15, 20 years has risen astronomically. I mean, they've always been fantastic. But like, look at like some of the vocals. Like here, one of my favorite, I think in my opinion, she's probably the greatest rock singer of all time, and she's only been around for 15, 20 years, is the lead singer of In This Moment, Maria Brink.
Oh, yeah.
She is probably the best female lead singer of all time, in my opinion. But really when she screams, she actually screams in key. This chick has 5 octaves. I mean, it's ridiculous. Not many people can pull that stuff off. But yet, when people hear it, it's just, oh, she's just screaming. Bitch, she's in fucking key. Can you do that shit?
Yeah. Not only that, there's so much emotion in their songs. Like it's like I remember the first time I heard, I think it was like probably their biggest song, or at least at the time, Whore. But like I was like listening in the radio. I don't even know why I was on the radio, but I was listening to some Octane instead of having my phone plugged in, and I was like, oh wow, this is cool. I was like, wow, what is this song called? I searched it up. I was like, yeah, this is a cool band.
Yeah. I've seen them perform 3 times in concert, and she puts every ounce of energy and soul into her performing. But that's another thing about metal and rock that we get away from in other genres, because again, it needs to be that perfection in the studio. And when you have a song that is emotionally driven, and you can feel that drive and emotion when you're in that booth, and sometimes you just belt it out and you're not in key, and you're just literally just screaming for the sake of screaming, and you don't even give a fuck, and you go out and you said, that's exactly what I want to convey. And we get that in this genre. So we feel that, that emotion when we're listening to that song. We don't get that in other genres. Here's a great example. Go back to 2019, and I've mentioned this guy 1,000 times on my show because I love him so much, even though he's a dick. Ronnie Radke of Falling in Reverse.
Oh, okay.
The song that they released in 2019, December of 2019, Popular Monster, one of their biggest songs of all time. If you listen to that song, he's just screaming for the sake of screaming because he's just so, it's not in key. He's not singing any notes. He's just belting it out because of how much it hurts to even sing this song. And every time I listen to that song, I can fucking hear and feel it in my soul. Because that song is about his demons and his depression and his anxiety and his PTSD all rolled into one. And those are all things that I fucking, deal with every day. I'm bipolar. And I've had fucking suicide attempts and stuff like that. And so is he. And to hear a song like that from a guy like that just helps me even more every fucking day. And when you hear something like that, especially there's a line in the song where he says, crash my car just to feel again. The last time I attempted to commit suicide was I was going to drive off a cliff. And so that line right there hits me every fucking time. But again, it's not so much the lyric as the way he's presenting it. And that's what really matters to me. And again, I've listened to rap. I've listened to other types of genres. You don't get that. And that's what I love about this genre. And I'm not talking about, metalcore or thrash. No. I'm talking about metal as a whole because I hate the whole subgenre thing. But metal as a whole, we bring aggression, we bring emotion, we bring passion in ways no other genre does. And that's what I love about what we do.
Yeah. No, dude, I completely agree with that statement. Yeah. And actually, like, speaking on that a little bit, we're a band that has constantly put out music videos that, basically, like, let's see. Our first music video that we ever recorded was recorded in Pasadena at this bridge called the Suicide Bridge. And because a lot of people jump there. And basically, it's a suicide prevention music video. And at the end of it, we had the suicide hotline and all that. And our most recent music video for Lonely Hunter, which is our biggest song right now, that was basically that was against abuse. That was like, against like physical abuse and that type of thing. That's why in the music video, the father was beating up on the mom, and the son who witnesses growing up, eventually stood up to the father and finally was like, stop that shit, and beat his ass for one time, it's like made the dad stop abusing the mom in the video. So yeah, we always touch on these type of topics because because our songs are they can hit heavy for some people, and I've been told that by some fans who've been dealing with this and that themselves, and they'll meet me and be like, yo, this video helped me out this way or that way, and that's just kind of like what we've always represented ourselves and what we're going to continue to represent, and just want to help people get past those demons that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what my show is about. The whole idea behind Suck It Podcast, for you guys to know, is, growing up in the 90s as a, kid in the 90s, one of the things that we never talked about was depression. We didn't talk about that kind of stuff. That was for girls. And every time I would be depressed or whatever else, people would just tell me to suck it up. And my response to them would always be, well, fuck you, suck it. You don't know what I'm going through. Don't tell me to suck it up. So the whole idea of Suck It Podcast is you tell the world to suck it because you don't know, we will survive, and you can't tell us what to do because this is who we are. And that's the whole idea behind the show is, it's a mental health driven show. And I talk about it through entertainment. I talk about it through bands. You guys can look at my fucking Instagram and see, and my past history. All I do is pretty much talk to bands. I mean, I talk to authors and other stuff like that too, but the primary thing I do on this show is music. Because in my opinion, music is the number one, I don't want to say cure, but like the number one thing that people do when they're having depressed days. They'll turn on the radio. They'll listen to a CD. They'll listen to their Spotify albums more so than they'll do on a regular day. Music in that, excuse me, in that moment helps them beyond anything else. A movie, talking to a therapist, nothing does what music does. And that's why I do what I do, because, you know, music is a savior for me. Huge.
Yeah,
you know, aside, because when I did my last suicide attempt, it was in November of 2018. And, you know, that song by, you know, Falling in Reverse wasn't out yet. But a song that was at the time was a song by by a band, again, another California band, called Bad Flower. You know them?
I've heard of them, but I'm not sure I've heard the music.
So Bad Flower has a song called Ghost. And the song Ghost is about the lead singer Josh's suicide attempt. And it's literally him talking about, it says, I tried it once again, but I think I went too far. And the whole song is just about his multiple suicide attempts. And as I'm getting ready to press that gas pedal and start getting ready to run that red light and head to that cliff, that song came on Octane for me. And in that moment, I was like, holy fuck, I'm done. And I immediately stopped myself and I pulled over the side of the road and like, whatever. But like, in my opinion, Josh and Bad Flower saved my life. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of music. And that's why I do the show the way I do it. Because of that fucking moment in time is the reason why I do this show like that.
Dang. That's actually crazy. That is crazy.
I should have the boys on here in the next month or so. I've talked to their PR people, and honestly, I just want to bring Josh on. I want to have him on for 30 seconds. There's only one thing I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have him on for longer than that, but it's like, you know, I want to talk to the guy because he's fucking cool as shit, but
yeah,
that song right there has helped so many other people. But then, you know, if you look at the last 10, 12 years of music, you know, you've got bands like Nothing More that have done a bunch for the anti-suicide and depression, you know, community, because of the lead singer, Johnny, his sister has gone through a lot of stuff. Then you got Falling in Reverse. Then you got Bad Flower. You know, even Lizzie Hale and Hailstorm are getting in on it. And everyone's jumping in on this, finally, in a way that is absolutely just mind-blowing to me. And I fucking love it, because it's something that has gone under the radar for so long. You know, and to finally have it be at the forefront is a great thing. But even then, it's still hidden. For example, last year, suicide rates and depression rates were at an all-time high. But yet, you know, all we talked about last year was Corona, Black Lives Matter, and, oh, wait, I got to win my election seat. You know, so, but the people that were dying, you know, from suicide and depression, they didn't care about them. We just care about everything else. Now, Black Lives Matter obviously was huge. Coronavirus obviously was huge. But the people that were sitting there running for their Senate seats and their Congress seats and even the fucking presidency weren't mentioning the other stuff that was going on in this country. The all-time high suicide rate. The highest suicide rate that we've ever had. The number still hasn't come out yet, but the experts are saying it's the highest we've ever had in this country. And that went ignored. Except for by entertainers, which is fucking sad.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you said that the numbers haven't even come out yet?
The official numbers have not come out yet, no.
I really wondered.
I'm wondering too. I'm really wondering. Because I know even in my age group and your age group, prior to this year or last year, suicide was the number 2 killer of people in our age groups.
Yeah, I won't say who it was, but someone close to the band, someone that we all used to know. He tried also to commit suicide, not like 5 or 6 months ago or so, and it was a really crazy night, because we were all trying to call 911 for him, and we were trying to get him to stop. We even had his ex-girlfriend, who he still was into, calling him, telling him to stop, all this stuff. Like, we were all like really trying. He just down a bunch of pills, and he was trying to just drive to the middle of nowhere where no one could find him. You know what I mean? And we're all just like, yeah, we were all just, I was calling 911. I was trying to get them to find his location and all this stuff. It was a crazy, crazy night. I still remember that.
Were you able to save him?
Yeah, we were.
That's fucking awesome. You're a good friend, brother.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. That really is. Now we will gone back to the somber shit again.
Hey man, life is not always just peaches and
no, it's not. It's not. It's not. And again, that's another reason why I do my show the way I do it. I don't, you had asked me, what do you want to talk about? Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't pre-plan my interviews because they're not interviews, they're conversations. We'll just kind of start spitballing and generate from there. That's why I don't like scripting things, because then we wouldn't be able to have that conversation we just did, or all the other things that we did, because I can't think of this shit beforehand. I don't know, about that kind of stuff about you guys. I mean, I know that I've listened to the songs. I know that they're powerful in that way. I could fucking feel it. But at the same time, I didn't know the story about your friend there, and I didn't, how passionate you guys were about the subject. So, and the thing about it is, at the same time, because I also have all these other, mental issues, and especially ADHD, if I find out that stuff before the show, I'm not going to ask you about it. It's like, because I'm asking because now I'm genuinely, interested, and I'm finding out at the same time the viewer and the listeners finding out. And that's what I like too. So, on to some other fun stuff here. So, other than music, you guys are assholes when it comes to pranks.
This guy.
Mostly me, yeah, mostly me.
Every single day.
Every night I try to scare him. I get like a fake roach, by the door.
Like, you hiding.
Yeah, I'll hide. I'll pop out of nowhere, like.
Yeah, your prank. I mean, I've seen some of your prank videos. They're pretty fucking insane.
Yeah, the biggest one I think we done was when I was back in that prank crew, Nelk, and we did the coke prank on cops. And we were at Venice Beach, and we had a bunch of soda in the car. In my car, I was in the back seat with the leader of the prank crew, Kyle. And basically, we told all these cops that like, we're trying to act sus, like we had coke in the car. Like I'm sorry, And they're like, you have coke in the car, and so they arrest us. They're about to put us in the cop car. They open up the back, remove the blanket I had on there, and then boom, they see it's Coke, but Coca-Cola and soda, and they're like, you got us. And it was pretty funny. They're actually really nice. Police.
Yeah, that's the video I was specifically talking about. I saw that shit. I laughed my ass off. And could have got yourself.
I've done a couple other ones on TikTok. Actually, a bunch of other ones on TikTok and other places like that. But nothing quite like like that. We've done some elevator spy pranks, like where we'll leave a suitcase in the elevator and leave and act sus about it, and pretend like 5, 4. They're like, whoa, what's this counting down? Like, what the heck? And they'll like just leave the elevator. But then afterwards we always tell them like, yo, like this is a prank. So. So no one really gets pissed off at us or anything. Usually people always just laugh about it. Like, you got us.
That's funny as fuck. So you got to have a gimmick.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to have a gimmick. I mean, you guys have a good one. I mean, you guys have that look that just screams metal, number one. I love the fucking, the rabbit bunny ears. I love that about you guys.
Buddy back here.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing that hasn't been done before. Let's just be real. But at the same time, it's how you present it, because in this industry, just about everything's been done.
Yeah, of course.
It really has. I mean, and I mean that in music in general. I'm not talking about rock. I'm talking about rap and even country music. They've all stolen from each other, and it's all been done. But, it's not about who did what first and who's doing what now. It's how you do it, and how do you make it unique to you. Because that was like one of the biggest problems I remember. You're probably too young for this because you're only 20. Back in the late 90s when Slipknot first came out, they had major fucking beef with Mushroom Head. And there was even a court case. Yeah, you know that? Okay. So there was even a court battle about masks and face paint and this. It's like, does it really fucking matter? You know, I mean, because Mudvayne was out at the same time, and they weren't a part of that. You know, but everyone was fucking doing it. It's not about who, like I said, who does what or whatever. It's about how you present it and how you make it your own. You know.
Yeah, of course.
So.
And I had no idea that was such a big thing. Because
it really was.
It's funny. I was actually, the band Hollywood Undead. They also have a bunch of masks, like new metal type band. And when I was a kid, I was probably, because it was before I was hit by a car. I was hit by a car when I was 13. I broke my leg. I couldn't do anything for like a year. So I must have been 12, right before then. I was in their music video called Young. It was like, not their biggest song, but like it was pretty big at the time. We are young. Anyways, I played the lead singer in the band because what happened was all the kids in the video were supposed to be the band when they were younger.
Correct.
And so at the end of the video, we got to put on their mask and and basically what was happening was there was some authoritarian like leader of the world that was like like he was evil and I guess like we defeated him. So like, we like walked up to his office like all cool, trying to be cool because we were young. And like we were like shoving him around, and that was like the end of the video. And then like have her hand up, we're like, "We are young." We're like singing along with the band.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about you, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But they had the whole mask thing, just like Slipknot. I remember like when I auditioned, I was like, yeah. I remember I was like, I like rap and I like metal, and I like bands like Slipknot. And the producers they laughed because like because they had a mask, they're kind of similar to Slipknot. Yeah. Anyways, funny story.
But what I like about, again, so let's use Hollywood Undead as an example. They wear their masks, but even then, they only wear them halfway through like a stage show. They'll take them off halfway through. Like the masks are part of their identity, but it's not their whole identity. And I like that. That's the way they do it. I mean, then even with after the whole Deuce split and that beef and everything like that, Deuce went off and did his own thing. He's still wearing a mask, so it's okay. Yeah, he still wears his own mask when he performs.
Because he was a guy that I played. Because that was way before the new lead singer came to the band.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had his mask on.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Deuce was the original clean vocalist for Hollywood Undead. And now they have a new clean vocalist, and the beef has been squashed because they've toured now together and stuff like that. But at first, it was a huge beef.
Yeah, I never looked into it. I heard the vocal difference. I was like, oh, that's a new singer. But I never read into it. I didn't know what happened.
I mean, it's subtle because I can't think of his new guy's name, but it's subtle. But he sounds a lot like Deuce too.
Huh. I thought it was a little higher. Is what I thought. I could be wrong though.
It might be a little bit higher, but the tone is similar. If that makes any sense. Like you can hear the difference, but you're like, okay, it's similar.
Yeah, for sure. It still fits. It's
still good. I mean, I love Hollywood Undead. They're one of the best bands out there. Because again, they took rap rock and made it their own. And that's the key to doing this business. It's not about becoming the next Bring Me the Horizon. It's not about becoming the next Trivium. It's not about becoming the next Metallica. It's about becoming the next Dylan and Alice, or the next whoever you're gonna fucking be, and taking elements from all the bands that inspire you, but again, making them your own. If you want to wear a mask on stage, wear a fucking mask on stage, but make it your own. And you do that, and I fucking love the way it happens that way.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind them in the first place?
So basically, it's kind of, inspiration is from Donnie Darko. But
obviously
our old bass player and guitarist at the time, Will and Chris. I probably shouldn't have said whatever. It's all good. Basically, they're scares at Halloween Horror Nights, and they like being like monsters, and they like being like in masks. So they thought it'd be really cool if they were the ones because before we're gonna have one, I think, and they're like, no, we should have two because they both had that job at the time. I'm not sure if they still work there or not, but so we got two of them, and actually it was pretty cool because we went to this company, and the guy at this company, he was on this TV show called Face Off, and it's like you've heard the show. It's like you create like cool masks, that type of stuff. And so he was on the show, and so he is like an expert like creating like cool ass like masks. And he was like, yeah, like I'll do it for sure. So he worked on it for a little bit, and boom, we got these. And they're pretty cool. Only problem with it though, a lot of people don't know this, but the ears are really heavy. So like when you're headbanging a lot, they used to always have neck problems, and they're no bitches. Like Will he's a big man, you know what I mean? Like he's a big ass dude, but that shit used to like really fuck with his neck, dude. Like when he used to be headbanging, after the show, he's like, bro, like I can't do no more. You know?
The same problem with what the hell's his name? I cannot think of his name. The mixer, not Sid, but the mixer from Slipknot, the one that wears the spikes on his head.
Oh yeah.
He's got that same fucking problem because he's gone to like small rubber and plastic and stuff like that, but they're still fucking heavy because of how many are on there, and they fucking move with them, and they fucking
I didn't know that.
I've heard stories of that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Slipknot goes crazy. Slipknot is probably one of the most energetic bands that I've ever seen. Like I've never actually seen them live, but just judging off YouTube, like they go crazy.
I've seen him 5 times live.
He's going like this the whole time with his head, you know.
Yeah, I've seen him 5 times live.
Dang.
Insane. But actually, the most energetic band I've ever seen is probably my favorite band right now. A band by the name of Ice Nine Kills.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I saw him at Warped Tour, and that was actually the biggest circle pit I ever participated in. And it was crazy. Like it was huge. Like they were like running like a whole ass mile to get around. Like big old pit, and they're like I think the second last band to go on or something. I know it was them, and then I know at some point, Sum 41, which is actually one of my tied at number 1 with Trust Company at my favorite band of all time, because I grew up. Sum 41 is actually what got me into music into rock music in the first place. Anyways. But Ice Nine Kills went on. They're like one of the last bands, and yeah, their circle pit was humongous, and that was so much fun.
Yeah,
so I agree. Yeah, their energy is awesome.
I've seen them 4 times, and they're just fucking sick, man.
Yeah, I like that song, "Hell in the Hallways." Like
Hell in the Hallways, man. That song's about the movie Carrie or the book Carrie, either one.
Yeah.
And again, that's another example of making it your own. You know, there's been a lot of horror-driven bands, and this or that, but they write their songs based off of horror movies or horror books or even plays. I mean, they have a song called Star-Crossed Lovers. It's about fucking Romeo and Juliet. All their songs are based off of, movies or plays or something else. And again, they make it their own. That's another great example of that exact same fucking thing. So this is a great lesson. You guys are having it. I didn't realize we were doing this until just a second, but for bands that are just starting out, trying to figure out who they are, this is a great episode to watch because it teaches you what not to do and as far as getting signed. The fact that, we've got to be original. No, you don't have to be original because everything's been done.
Right.
Make it your own. And so all the things we've talked about is just life lessons for new bands. So take this and learn, people.
All right. You want to talk about life lessons? All right. This is more on common knowledge, I guess. This is more common knowledge. But all right, check this out. So we just talked about Ice Nine Kills. You said they're probably the most energetic band that you've seen recently, and I said Slipknot probably. All right, so they take the cake for that. But I really think my band a couple of years ago, or around right before the pandemic, we had one of the weirdest shows of all time. I'll say one of the most fucked up shows of all time. It was a lot of fun. And all our fans had a great time, and we had a fun time on stage. It was before he was in the band, actually, so he wasn't even here. I'm sure if he was there, he would.
I heard a million times.
Yeah. He heard the story a million times. But it was the most fucked up shit. I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. So basically, we were playing a show for Halloween, and so I'm sorry, it wasn't right before the pandemic, but it was that year. Anyways, a show for Halloween, and so we had all of our fans come in different masks and different, that type of just Halloween type stuff. And we were going to be the last act to go on. And basically what happened was one of our fans gave one of the bunnies at the time, his name was Will, a drink. And he's like, yeah, have this drink. So he's like, yeah, for sure. He drinks it because we're not going to go on for like another hour or so. And he's like, oh, by the way, there's ecstasy in that. And he's like, what? He's like, again, he's no bitch. Like he still wanted to play the show, but he doesn't do drugs. He only drinks. He does no drugs. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, bro, you really gonna give me like? Oh, so he gets pissed off, and he's a big guy, so it's kind of scary like when he gets pissed off too. A fan just like leaves and like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you didn't want ecstasy. It's like, why would I fucking want that? If I don't do drugs, I'm about to play a damn show right now. So anyways, he comes to me all pissed off and kind of scared. And he's like, bro, like, I'm so sorry. Like, but in terms of what happened, he's like, we got to go on stage right now. So I've never done this. I'm not sure how it's going to affect my body. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get fucked up in 20 minutes or something. So I just want to play the show because we came all the way here. We've been promoting this for a while. We had like 300, 400 fans that came by. It was a huge deal for us. We never had we never brought, because we were the main people. It was us. So we never had that many fans come by to one of our shows before. So this is our biggest show so far. And we're like, we don't want to let our fans down. So he's like, dude, let's hit the people, get all the sound people on board. Let's go on right now. I was like, oh my God. I was like, all right, let's do it. I'm trying to find, all the other members. This one guy at the time, I don't know what he was doing. He was drinking with his friends, probably off in a car somewhere. I'm trying to call people. I'm like, let's go. So we hop on stage, they throw on their bunny masks. They're fucking ready. We play the show. And the first song, so it's gonna get even crazier. That's not even like the tip of the iceberg. There's more. So our first song, we can start with a song called Falling Down. We play the intro. I'm not even singing yet. It's just a 20-second intro. Da-da-da-da-da. Now I'm singing. Where did our bass player go? So it turned out our bass player had a seizure and fell off stage. He fell off stage. And no, I'm sorry. He played guitar at the time. He wasn't a bass player yet. He switched instruments at some point. Anyways, one of the guitarists fell off stage and he had a seizure, but we didn't know what happened to him because he was talking about how he wanted to mosh pit with our fans and crowd surf and do all that, stuff. And I was like, where'd he go? And I see my parents in the front row. I was looking at them like, what? And they're like, just keep going. I see my dad going like this, like, keep going. I'm like, all right. So we're singing the song, da-da-da. I'm like, this dude is probably mosh pitting with our fans. We played the entire set without him because we thought because he was kind of a crazy guy. So we thought just with his personality, he just said, fuck it, and was just jumping in the crowd and shit. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, whatever. We still had a great set and it went really good. And only
how did you play without a guitarist?
Well, we had a bunch of guitarists at the time. We
had
like
more than one.
There was 3 at the time. So he was one of them. So now it's down to 2. Yeah. So we kind of, got lucky in that sense. But anyways, we played the whole set, went really good. And anyways, only like maybe 20 or so people saw that he fell. Everyone else, because he was on the stage left. So he fell stage left. So only the security guard and like the people on this side saw him fall. Everyone else, they're mosh pitting. So they're not really paying attention. And we didn't see because we're all looking forward too. So I didn't see that he fell to the left. I just saw when he was gone. So after the show, security guard and our guitarist's younger brother Nick walks up to us and he's like, dude, you need to go outside right now. Like your guy is on the ground. Like he had a seizure. I was like, what? I was like, oh, that's what happened. So we went outside. Then he was crying and he was like, he felt like he let us down. He felt like because all this time he wanted to prove himself and all this stuff, and then he had a seizure. I'm like, dude, that's not your fault, And then it turned out that he was epilepsy, and he got that from his dad. And so that really sucked because then we weren't sure if we could play any shows with him in the future because now you just developed this thing like where flashing lights, you can't do that, and so it really sucked. And we cheered him up, and we were hanging out with them, and we made him so happy. Like, yeah, we still did the show, man, and you were there. Like we got footage of you for a couple seconds. We got some pictures with you too, and yeah, so it was crazy. That was the craziest part. And the last bit that happened was, I won't say which guy, because personal stuff. I don't want to get too personal. But one of the guys in the band, his girlfriend actually they broke up like a week before the show, or a week or 2 weeks, because she was doing some shady stuff. I think she might have cheated, or I don't know. But anyways, but she came to the show though, and she brought a couple of her friends. But now that she is single, because she did that thing, and the guy in the band was also single, he was dancing with some girl. He was dancing with one of the fans or whatever. He was doing his thing. And so she saw that and was pissed off. And so I was backstage, and she was backstage somehow. I don't know how she got back there, but she was backstage. And I saw her complaining and crying to her friends, saying, "Oh, F him and this and that. Can't believe you would dance with someone." All that. I'm thinking in my head, like, this is very awkward. I'm not going to say anything. But I was like, didn't you just cheat on him like 2 weeks ago? I don't know. All right. So I was like, that's what you deserve. I don't know. So I went back, put all my gear in. One of the other bands had a big tour bus, and they couldn't back out because the car was blocking them, and they were all pissed off. And then some guy ran over, like those cement blocks that stopped me from parking. So someone ran over one of the cement blocks by accident. I think it was Tommy. I think Tommy, our guitarist Tommy, fucking drove over that by accident. So me and my dad and security had to try to move it. Luckily, we were able to move it. It wasn't that super heavy. It was heavy, but we were able to do it somehow. And it was just so chaotic, man. The whole night was just crazy. And that was about it. That's our story.
That is about as metal as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty fucking metal.
Never again. I don't want to do that again, but it's a pretty crazy story to tell.
Yeah, again, that's about as metal as it gets. I can't even. Nope. I don't think I've heard a crazier story. Yeah, no.
I know one of the guys that somehow whipped their thing out and was peeing. We didn't do none of that, but this is crazy in its own way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we can come up with some other stories if we really, tried or Googled it. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure. Rammstein has some crazier fucking stories.
Oh yeah.
Those fucking guys. Lamb of God, I know has some crazier stories, So I mean, but still, that's still a fucking crazy ass story.
Yeah.
But that does suck about your boy though. I mean so the ecstasy actually triggered the epilepsy.
Oh, so that was actually two different people. One got
okay.
And it hit him during the show, supposedly, is what he told me, but he still was playing through it. The other guy had epilepsy.
So that's even crazier now. That it was two separate guys. I thought it was the same guy. Okay.
And then the third guitarist was one that ran over the cement block. So each guitarist, something happened. Every guitarist, the guitar curse. Oh, you're next, bro. You play guitar, so you're next.
And wait a minute. So was the guy that had the girl cheat on him the guy with the ecstasy?
Yes.
Okay, so then regardless, I mean, you need to have touchy-feeliness. Everyone, when you're on ecstasy, you don't want to be touched, and you can't blame that on him.
But
Fuck
he was
that
also
bitch.
single too, so
Exactly. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah. I thought that was crazy. I thought she had no right to be upset, but I didn't say anything. I'm not a guy that just wants to talk drama, especially when she's crying, she's upset. But I'm like, hey, you did your thing, so you were messing around, so.
Damn, that's a fucking crazy ass story.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. That definitely takes story of the year, man. Oh wow. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
Oh my god. Who's next? Me.
Man, you guys are fucking cool as shit. Thanks for reaching out and wanting to come on, man. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
I mean, I get PR people reaching out to me a lot to, hey, do this, or hey, do this for me, or, hey, talk to this person. It's rare where I actually get the band itself reaching out. And so that right there was a really cool thing for me. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Man. I really appreciate being on the show. Hey,
dude, you guys are awesome. You guys are welcome back any fucking time. So before we close out, though, when are the singles going to be released, or the next single going to be released?
Soon. So we have 2 right now, and they are going to be out soonish. Right now, we're keeping them in our back pocket. So like when we get reassigned to whatever label we decide to go with, we're probably going to release under them, most likely. So it's kind of like our like leverage, like, hey, you want these really good songs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sign us, you know, that type of thing. But probably pretty soon. As I said, we're going to take on meetings in the next month or so. So
Okay. Well,
keep you updated.
let's do this. Once you figure all that out, how about we have you guys back and we'll play the singles live and we'll debut them.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. And I'll get the full band on too, so you hear even more stories I didn't tell.
Hell
Michael,
yeah.
He did a backflip, landed on his neck on the show. He got more.
Hell yeah. So let's keep in touch and we'll bring you guys back when the new singles come out. We'll bring the whole band on and we'll have a lot of fun and do some more fucking antics.
Sounds like a great time.
So I have a 10-year-old standing next to me who wants to say hi.
Hi. How you doing?
That's literally all she wanted to do. She just wanted to come by and just say hi. That's it.
That's all good.
She breaks into my office and does shit like that all the time.
I do.
But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. We'll keep in touch and we'll definitely set something else up because I really want to debut these out. With the way you've been describing that single, I cannot fucking wait.
Oh yeah. Definitely our best song we've ever had, like by far. Like no offense to the old songs, but it blows it out the water, man. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, man. Let's do that. I think she wants me to go upstairs and she wants to watch a movie.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. But yeah, we'll definitely set something up and we'll debut the singles and we'll bring the whole band on and we'll have a good fucking time.
Sounds like a great time. Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, from myself, from Dylan and Alice over here, thank you guys so fucking much for joining us on a Friday night. We will see you back next fucking week. We love you. Stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. We will see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.